My baby shower was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, a celebration of new beginnings. Instead, it became the day my world shattered. The air was thick with the scent of flowers and sugar, balloons bobbed against the ceiling, and my friends and family surrounded me, their faces beaming. I felt like the luckiest woman alive. My husband Liam stood by my side, his arm wrapped protectively around me, his hand resting on my swollen belly. He leaned in, his voice a warm whisper against my ear. "I love you, Avery. Both of you." I smiled, my heart overflowing. I had everything I'd ever wanted. A loving husband, a beautiful home, and a baby on the way. It was perfect. Almost too perfect. The gift opening was the highlight of the afternoon. Tiny clothes, soft blankets, and adorable stuffed animals piled up around me. Then my mother-in-law, Eleanor, presented a large, ornately wrapped box. She had the smug smile that always set my teeth on edge. Inside was a ridiculously expensive designer diaper bag. "Only the best for my grandchild," she announced, loud enough for everyone to hear. Liam beamed, kissing her cheek. "Thanks, Mom. You're the best." It was all a performance, a carefully staged play for their audience of well-wishers. The party wound down, and as guests started to leave, I noticed Liam on his phone, a strange, tense expression on his face. He kept glancing over his shoulder at me. A cold knot of unease tightened in my stomach. Later that night, as I was putting away the gifts, I found his phone lying on the counter. It was an older model, one I didn't recognize. Curiosity, or maybe a premonition, made me pick it up. It wasn't locked. The first thing I saw was a message from a name I didn't know, Jessica. The message read, "Heard the party was a success. Can't wait for our real celebration." My blood ran cold. I scrolled up. There were pictures, dozens of them. Liam and a stunning brunette, laughing in a restaurant, kissing on a beach, her hand resting on a baby bump that was just as pronounced as mine. Another woman, pregnant. My husband was living a double life. But it got worse. The messages weren't just romantic, they were financial. They talked about the final transfer, moving the assets, and once Avery's signature is on the new mortgage papers. It was a scheme. They were planning to refinance our home, a house I had poured my inheritance into, and then disappear with the money, leaving me pregnant, homeless, and in debt. The baby shower, the gifts, the loving words, it was all a lie, a cruel charade to get my signature. I sank to the kitchen floor, the phone clattering from my numb fingers. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. A strange, chilling calm washed over me. The woman who had been blissfully happy just hours before was gone. In her place was someone else, someone forged in the fires of betrayal. They thought I was a fragile, naive little thing, easily manipulated. They had underestimated me. They wanted a war? I would give them one, but I wouldn't fight on their terms. I would fight on mine. Justice wouldn't be loud and messy. It would be quiet, precise, and utterly devastating. The next morning, I greeted Liam with a smile, the same loving smile he was used to. I made him his favorite breakfast. I played the part of the doting wife perfectly. "Honey," I said, my voice sweet as syrup. I was thinking about those mortgage papers. With the baby coming, it's probably a good idea to get our finances in order. His eyes lit up, the greedy glint barely concealed. "Of course, sweetheart. Whatever you think is best." He was so confident, so arrogant. He had no idea he was a fly walking straight into my web. My first call wasn't to a divorce lawyer. It was to an old college friend, Maya, who was now a brilliant forensic accountant. Over a discreet coffee, I laid out the whole sordid story, showing her the messages on the burner phone. Maya's eyes widened, then narrowed with a fierce glint of determination. "Avery," she said, her voice low and serious, "this is bigger than just cheating. This is fraud." Serious. Go to jail for on-time fraud. Together, we started digging. We spent weeks in the shadows, fueled by coffee and a burning desire for justice. Maya was a genius, uncovering a complex web of shell corporations, offshore accounts, and falsified documents. Liam wasn't just a cheater, he was a sophisticated con artist. He'd been siphoning money from his company for years, building a nest egg for his new life with Jessica. And his mother, the ever-so-pious Eleanor, was his accomplice, her name on several of the shell companies. The designer diaper bag felt like a personal insult now, bought with stolen money intended for my child's future. While Maya built the financial case, I played my part at home. I was the perfect, trusting wife. I went with Liam to the bank, my baby bump preceding me. I smiled at the loan officer and listened intently as he explained the documents. Liam held my hand, squeezing it reassuringly. The irony was so thick I could have choked on it. When the officer handed me the pen, I hesitated, just for a moment, letting Liam feel a flicker of panic. Then I smiled at him. "Just making sure I understand everything," I said sweetly, before signing my name with a flourish. He visibly relaxed, a smug little smile playing on his lips. He thought he'd won. Little did he know, he'd just signed his own arrest warrant. The signature was the final piece of evidence we needed. It proved his intent to commit fraud using my name and assets. With Maya's meticulously prepared file, we had everything. Bank records, transaction histories, the burner phone, and now, a legally documented attempt to defraud me. The evidence was irrefutable. We handed it all over to the authorities. The district attorney's office was very, very interested. The day of reckoning was, poetically, the day our baby was due. I had my hospital bag packed, but not for the reason Liam thought. That morning, he was on the phone, speaking in hushed tones, no doubt finalizing his escape plans with Jessica. "I'll see you soon," he whispered into the receiver. "Everything is set." He hung up and turned to me, a fake, concerned look on his face. "How are you feeling, sweetheart? Any twinges?" "I'm feeling just fine," I replied, a serene smile on my face. In fact, I've never felt better. At that exact moment, there was a loud, authoritative knock on the door. Liam's face went pale. He looked at me, a flicker of confusion and fear in his eyes. I just kept smiling as I gestured towards the door. "You should get that, honey. It sounds important." He opened the door to find two stern-faced detectives and several uniformed officers. One of them held up a badge. "Liam Lang, you're under arrest for wire fraud, embezzlement, and conspiracy." His jaw dropped. He looked back at me, his face a mask of disbelief and dawning horror. It was in that moment he finally understood. I hadn't been his victim. I had been his downfall. The officers cuffed him. As they led him away, his mother, Eleanor, arrived, no doubt to help with their getaway. She saw the police cars, she saw her son in handcuffs, and then she saw me, standing in the doorway, cradling my baby bump. Her face turned a ghastly shade of white as a detective approached her. "Ma'am, we have a warrant to search this property and a few questions for you as well." Her carefully constructed world crumbled in an instant. I watched them both being taken away, a strange sense of peace settling over me. There was no triumphant shout, no gloating. Just a quiet, profound sense of release. I had taken back my power. I had protected my child. I had served justice, cold and clean. Later that day, as the sun set, I went into labor. My daughter was born in the early hours of the morning, healthy and beautiful. As I held her in my arms, I knew we were starting a new life. Just the two of us. We were free. The house was mine, the frozen accounts would eventually be mine, and my future was my own to write. I named her Phoenix because she was born from the ashes of my old life, a symbol of rebirth and strength. The legal battles were long, but with the mountain of evidence we had, the outcome was never in doubt. Liam and Eleanor were convicted. Jessica, facing her own charges, testified against them and received a lighter sentence. I sold the house, erasing the last ghosts of my past, and moved to a new city to start fresh. I built a new life, a real one, based on truth, love, and the unbreakable bond I share with my daughter. Sometimes, when I look at her, I see a reflection of my own strength, and I know that I did the right thing. I turned my greatest pain into my greatest victory. And that is a story worth telling. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of strength and resilience.